Hey, what up, everybody? Stevie Breach coming to you. Day 2 of the CM Punk situation. We're here live on the Stevie Breach channel. And I just got done listening to the Wrestling Observer podcast with good old Big Dave and Brian Alvarez. And basically everything that came out about the story came out yesterday. And there was some news and notes to back up certain things that was reported yesterday. Like the concussion story that was reported by the Cleveland ESPN reporter that was backstage at the show and heard CM Punk griping about going over all of the concussion tests, and he did pass them all. Dave was able to back up that story, but said there was nothing that went along with that story. That was the camel, or the straw that broke the camel's back, I guess you can say. It was it just, nobody really knows what the big ordeal was, but there's a whole lot of little things, and maybe it just was too much stress, too much pressure on CM Punk, and he just snapped and he took off. Everybody thought that it was the big match with Kane. Well, I don't know why I just said big match, but the match with Kane at WrestleMania. But CM Punk wasn't even that crazy about going out and wrestling Triple H at WrestleMania. He didn't really want to have that match. Who knows if it was because CM Punk didn't believe that when they came down to go through Gorilla, Triple H wouldn't call his own number, go into business for himself and say, hey, Punk, I'm going over tonight. I'm going to beat you there in the center of the ring, and not give Punk this big win. I personally think that it doesn't matter who Triple H is wrestling, whether it's Daniel Bryan, whether if it's CM Punk. I think that Triple H is laying down for whoever it is, and I'm pretty sure he'd do it clean. For the one thing, well, I can see that he'd probably want to hit one of them with the sledgehammer, but more than likely, I can see that when the pinfall goes down, it's not going to be Daniel Bryan or CM Punk hitting him in the head with it, knocking him out. But he wasn't even that crazy about wrestling him. Just with Kane, that match to me, honestly, I guess it makes sense with what's going on TV. You can make that stretch through Elimination Chamber going into WrestleMania, but it's not going to be anything that anybody really cares about. It's just going to be one of those matches. Hell, a match like CM Punk versus Kane might even be like an opening match just to get people off their feet. But I mean, it's just, this is right now Daniel Bryan's time. He is the hottest guy in the company. He is the hottest hand, and he needs to be that guy. Options for CM Punk once he does leave. Of course, everybody knows CM Punk does own his name. Him and MVP were the two last guys that were signed by WWE, that when they came in, they were able to use their own name. They own it. They can go wherever they want to it. MVP might even be showing up on TNA Impact tonight as the new investor, if they're going along with what's been speculated and what's been rumored, as the guy who's bringing in the Wolves, who I think are having their debut match tonight. Go, Davey. Dave and Brian went on to talk about CM Punk's love for jiu-jitsu and MMA, and said that there was even a company out there that was interested in bringing him in. Of course, that would be Bellator on Spike TV, which is funny because it would put him right there in the land of TNA Impact. I don't think there's a chance in hell that CM Punk ever goes to TNA Impact. I don't even think that if he would have left in 2011, that if he ever needed, to sign with the company, he would have signed with TNA Impact. To me, it's too lowbrow. It's minor league. I know that he was one of the hottest guys in wrestling, but look at Jeff Hardy. When Jeff Hardy left WWE, he got in trouble for drugs and all this, that, and the other, and he ended up going over to TNA when Hogan and Bischoff signed on, and they debuted at the first Impact. Hardy's stock has dropped huge. I mean, he's nowhere in their top 10 guys in professional wrestling anymore. He's a guy that has fans. He's a guy that people think about, but most of the time when you're thinking of Jeff Hardy, you're thinking, when the hell can he get back out of when can he get out of Impact and head back over to WWE and be doing something that really means something in the long run? CM Punk at 35, it just doesn't seem like, with the injuries he has, you always hear about Punk being beat up. You always hear about Punk getting hurt. They were working a worked angle between him and Brock Lesnar, and he almost didn't get to do his match at SummerSlam because of how much he got beat up just doing a segment on Raw. If he actually got into a ring for Bellator, he trains with the Gracies. He wears the jacket down there all the time on the way to the ring. I could see Bellator trying to give him like some paper opponents just to make sure he's going to win, because he's going to be the biggest name that Bellator has, and he could be ratings, and hell, they can actually get their pay-per-view business off the ground there. But I just honestly don't see CM Punk going into an MMA. I know that you've had a few other guys go over there. Batista, he had success. He won one fight. That was his dream, was to be in one fight, but you can see he had no thoughts of ever going back in there because he just had a horrible, horrible fight. Brock Lesnar went to UFC, got huge accomplishments, was UFC champion, was on the cover of their video game, was easily the biggest star at the time, one of the biggest stars they've ever had. But when his career was over and he saw the writing on the wall, he went back to WWE because he knew that was money that was easily, I don't want to say easily, but there was money there to be made. But CM Punk, is there money to be made in Bellator? Not as much as in WWE. He must really, really hate that place if he's going to go over there and try to do that. It's just that doesn't make sense to me. If I was CM Punk and I was looking for another stream of things to do, movies, TV shows, commercials, something like that, go out there and get hooked up with Colt Cabana, use his agent and try and get some castings and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't really see CM Punk and Bellator getting together, but that's just me. But that was the news and notes of the day. Talk to you guys later. Peace out.